Next up, we are going to talk about Faizon Love. Faizon Love had some remarks in light of the Aries Spears and Lizzo fallout. Faizon Love goes way, way back, just like Aries Spears. I think the first time I saw Faizon Love was in Friday, I think. And, Friday was what, 1995?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Faizon goes way back, man. And he was on the same show that Aries Spears was on, Art of Dialogue. And the host asked Faizon about uh how he felt about what was going about what Aries Spears said about Lizzo. So we'll play a little bit of this and then we'll react to Faizon Love's comments on Aries Spears.
Yeah. Shout out to the art of dialogue.
The art of dialogue,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Shout out.
I gotta ask you, man, how did you feel about the interview that I did with Aries Spears and his comments about Lizzo? Him saying that she looked like a shit emoji and she built like a plate of mashed potatoes.
You got to know the story of Aries. The comments in itself is stupid. I mean, Lizzo is a phenomenon, and she's really talented. So, and he's not so talented. He's got 1 year, and he's not. He's a yo son. But if you know the story of Aries Spears, is the guy they saw on Def Jam as a kid, and when I think he was 14 years old, and they flew him out to Hollywood. These is Hollywood motherfuckers thinking he was gonna be the next Eddie Murphy, and he was so angry. I mean, I was gonna slap the shit out of him one time. It was like, this is dumb motherfucker. The comedy store, so many motherfuckers were gonna whoop his ass because he was this cocky kid. He would get deals, and it was like him and Dave Chappelle would get all these deals. South of Sunset was one of the shows, and they would go nowhere, like womp womp. So he was so cocky because they had built his head up. I mean, he walked like Eddie Murphy. He had a little hat on. Remember Eddie Murphy had the hat, the golden child hat? This nigga was wearing a golden child hat, and he was like, everything was it's like, fuck out of here, nigga. So that's who he is. So his biggest claim to fame is what?
I don't know, man. I guess it would be him impersonating Jay-Z and DMX, right?
You don't even know. You're like, yeah, why am I talking to this motherfucker? The Mad TV show.
Right.
And that was lukewarm. That was produced by Quincy Jones, I believe. And I believe that was Quincy Jones. It's like I don't know. So that's his pinnacle. Here comes Lizzo, takes the world by storm. Bam! She plays the flute, which is amazing because the last person I know made the flute fly was Brick. A lot of people don't even know who Brick is. But you heard some disco. Dance. Some motherfucker playing the flute. But anyway, I think she plays way more instruments than that. But her doing all that other stuff is just her being a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's it.
So, yeah. So, that clip went on. If you want to see the rest of that, there will be a link in the description of this video so that you can watch that clip in its entirety. But you get the gist of it. Faizon Love essentially was saying, Aries Spears was wrong for calling out Lizzo, because look at what Lizzo's done out here, and look at what Aries Spears has done, which is nothing. So he can't be calling Lizzo out like that. He was wrong to do that. So clearly, Faizon Love is Team Lizzo on this debate. So are you Team Aries Spears, or are you Team Faizon Love in this one?
Well, I gotta choose a team, huh? I'm choosing Team Aries Spears on this. And the reason being is that for everything that I said from my last one, but from what Faizon is saying now, who's Faizon? And like you said, bro, like you first seen him in Friday, that's the only role for the most part that most people are going to point to and say, oh yeah, he's played in other things, he did other things, but so has Aries Spears. And Faizon Love, to me, I think he's a funny guy, but much like Aries Spears, I don't think he's a good comedian. I think he's just funny when he talks. And so I always get a good laugh whenever Faizon's talking, but he always, I mean, every time they put a microphone in his face, he's always hating on somebody. Faizon Love don't like nobody. I was surprised to hear him say that he liked Lizzo. So Faizon is very critical of people. So I'm not surprised that he's critical of Aries Spears. And did Aries Spears go a little too far? Yeah, I mean, with the shit emoji and
That's
plate of
just
mashed potatoes.
comedy. I don't think he. I
That's
don't
just
think he went too far. That's
that's
just
just
comedy.
comedy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was just comedy. Like that was a good bit.
Yeah.
I got a good chuckle out of that. And so I really think that Aries Spears was really trying to, be the voice of reason to whatever Lizzo does on a rock star basis. And yeah, she plays the flute. I've already acknowledged this, that Lizzo's talent, you don't get to where Lizzo's at if you're not some form of talented. So I've never taken that away from her. The thing that I don't appreciate about what Lizzo does is that she takes away from her talent by being such a sideshow. And if I knew Lizzo from her music, then I'd be like, all right, Spears, calm down, But no, I don't know Lizzo for her music. I know Lizzo for her sideshow shenanigans. And so Spears was just calling out the shenanigans, as he should, at least to me. And Faizon, to me, comes off as an enabler, like I spoke about last time. So I would say I'm Team Aries on this. Faizon always comes off as a hater to me. He doesn't like anybody. Like I said, he don't think. I think it was something out there I seen where he was saying some people weren't funny. I was like, come on. He was naming names and saying that guy's not funny. This guy, I was like, bro, then who's funny? You funny? If this guy's not funny, that makes you more funnier than him. So this to me comes off in the same kind of lane. Now I will give Faizon this, because this is basically what I said last time, that Aries Spears he's not a good actor. And if I saw him live at some comedy show, I would be laughing. But at the same time, there's tiers of comedy, and he's not in my first or second tier. And so I don't really think he's that good of a comedian. I just think he's a funny guy. If you ever went to a party, he's the guy that everybody is just cracking up at. So he is talented, but he has a lane, and Spears is playing that by just being a voice on the internet, as he has been in the last few years. So I'm Team Spears. Team Spears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody has their shtick.
Mhm.
Faizon Love's shtick is, let me just talk shit. Like
Mhm.
Faizon Love's thing is they bring him on to some of these shows. He does it on Vlad TV, the same thing,
Mhm. Mhm.
where and the host tees him up because he knows what he's gonna get.
Factual.
The host knows what he's gonna get, and you're gonna,
Mhm.
if you tee Faizon up, you're gonna get Faizon, who does not care. Now, like in the okay, so for the sake of full disclosure, I will say that I do appreciate Faizon Love for that, because I think that in the entertainment industry there is too much. Like those people are so afraid of being critical of their peers because they don't want to rub people the wrong way and offend people and ruin potential relationships. So no one is critical of anybody in the entertainment space. If you ask anybody in entertainment to give their opinion about what someone else in entertainment is doing, they're always going to say, "Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. I loved it. It's great." And it's like everything can't be great. Some of this shit out here is trash. So I don't mind Faizon from the standpoint that Faizon is someone who doesn't mind saying something is trash from time to time. I find that to be refreshing. I think that that's a breath of fresh air, because
Mhm.
there's too many of these celebrities out here who are too chicken shit to say that something is trash.
Mhm.
But at the same time, Faizon Love, Faizon Love's career is marginal. So it stands to reason that if Faizon Love had more of a bigger career, he would probably bend the knee like the rest of these people and never say anything critical. So you know what I'm saying? Like it just he's able to do that because he's probably accepted what his career is, which is he's marginal, and so I can roll with being marginal by saying this, stuff, because I'm not Kevin Hart. I'm not somebody who's so big that I have to be cognizant of being critical of others because I don't want to ruin relationships and all of that kind of stuff. But be that as it may, I've always been appreciative of Faizon Love because in a vacuum, he ain't afraid to say something's trash. And I like that because I don't like always hearing people talk about how great everything is all the time. Like to
Mhm.
me, it's just suffocating to
Mhm.
hear that. That's why I don't pay attention to what these celebrities say, because none of them ever have a critical word to say about anything ever. And it's just aggravating. Um, now, beyond that, um, like I don't agree with anything Faizon Love said. I don't like any of it. Um, at what point when okay, so in Aries Spears' initial comments, when did Aries Spears ever say that Lizzo was talentless? When did Aries Spears say that Lizzo had no talent? When did Aries Spears say Lizzo can't perform, can't sing, can't do any of that? When did Aries Spears say that? As a matter of fact, I specifically recall during that video where Aries Spears was on Art of the Dialogue, he acknowledged Lizzo is dope. He said that. So when did this become a conversation about Lizzo's talent?
Right.
That is irrelevant to the conversation.
Mhm.
But see, that's what people but that's what see Faison is trying to do, a redirect. And see, this is what, and I noticed this a lot in the sports world. So these athletes who are too sensitive to be told anything critical, the moment that somebody on TV, on one of these talk shows, one of these commentators, when somebody on TV or in the media is like, "Hey, Kevin Durant, you're not playing very well," or "Hey, man, Jason Tatum, man, you turn the ball over too much," or "Hey, Kyrie Irving, show up for work." Show up for work. Everybody's got to take the vaccine, show up to work and play, be there for your teammates. One of the first things that these athletes will respond with is, "You ain't never played in the league. You didn't play. You don't, what do you know? You didn't play." What the hell does whether they played have anything to do with whether they're correct or not? You know what I'm saying? But these guys do that all the time. Like these basketball players, especially, they love to get on. They love to do that with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is he'll have an opinion. He won't
Mhm.
be wrong.
Mhm.
And what will these guys do? "Oh, you never won a championship." What the hell does that have to do with whether Charles Barkley's right or not? Is what he said correct? Yes or no? Yes, it is. And you know it's true. That's why you're being so defensive. And you want to try and distract, you want to deflect, you want to issue a redirect by making it about whether Charles Barkley won championships or not. Who the hell cares whether Charles Barkley won a championship? Did he say something that was wrong? No, he didn't. And that's what Faizon Love is doing right here with Aries Spears. Essentially, what Faizon Love is doing is he's saying you shouldn't, because Lizzo is talented and Aries Spears is not. Don't listen to Aries Spears because his career is marginal and Lizzo is taking off.
Right.
Is what Aries Spears said true? Yes or no? What Aries Spears said was Lizzo takes body positivity too far by trying to force the issue with the way that she parades her body around publicly. And then she gets defensive and she lashes out at people who criticize her for it by accusing them of body shaming. When no one is body shaming you, they're just saying, hey, Lizzo, if you insist on dressing this way, either accept the criticism or get yourself in better shape so that people don't have anything to say. It had nothing to do with whether she had talent or not. But these Faizon Love is doing the same thing that these sensitive ass entertainers do, that these rappers do, that these basketball players and these football players do, which is, hey, I'm super sensitive and I'm defensive about your opinion. So I'm gonna redirect from the conversation by making it about you. And it's not about Aries Spears. Aries Spears was asked a question by the host and he answered it as honestly as he could. At no point during Aries Spears' commentary did he say Lizzo isn't talented. And at no point during Aries Spears' commentary did he say, I have the best career in the world. Hence, you should listen to me because I have the greatest career ever. When did that, Aries Spears didn't do that. So why are we making it about Aries Spears' career or Lizzo's talent? Oh, you want to redirect the conversation because Aries Spears actually has a point. So again, and like I got respect for Faizon Love. I do. As I said at the opening, to my opinion, on this particular video. But what I don't respect is these people who are trying to issue these redirects to, put the conversation in a whole different direction. Aries Spears even acknowledged Lizzo is dope. Lizzo has talent, but you can't be walking around looking like the shit emoji. And that was just his quote because he was just making light of it in a comedic way. Now you might not like that because you got all of this sensitivity going on, but Aries Spears is nevertheless a comedian, whether you like it or not. We can debate how good a comedian you think he is, but he has had a 20 plus year career in the comedy space. And so as a comedian, he's gonna say things like that because he thinks it's funny. Shit emoji, funny. Comedy. If he was on stage doing a bit, he'd probably say the same type thing because that's what these comedians do when they're doing their comedy bits, calling people the shit emoji. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I just, it pisses me off because, I feel like Faizon is trying to bend the knee to the body positivity people. He's trying to curry favor. That's what a lot of these people who are afraid to be critical publicly do, is they give these half-ass opinions that they don't even believe themselves because they're trying to curry favor from the masses in social media troll world who buy into this stuff, who buy this hype. And I feel like that's part of what he was doing. I feel like Faizon Love, and again, this is wild speculation on my part. I feel like Faizon Love has probably said similar things that Aries Spears has said in his own private life. Aries, Faizon Love may have, when he's talking privately to his friends or whomever, has said some of the stuff that Aries Spears said publicly, which is, bruh, Lizzo, like, why are you showing up to a Lakers game with your whole ass out wearing that see-through thing? And there's nothing that does not make it about, that's not shaming. That is just pointing out matter of factly, hey, listen, man, if you want to do these things, you're going to need to make some changes. Or, hey, it's a free country. Keep doing it, but understand that people are going to say stuff about it. But here we go with these redirects. You made it. Now it's about Aries Spears and the fact that he has no career and that he's not funny, or what the body positivity people did. They made it about Aries Spears' weight and they made it about Aries Spears' relative attractiveness, when Aries Spears never once said that he was the best looking guy ever. As a matter of fact, in the same video, he said, I struggle with weight. I'm not the most handsome guy in the world. I don't have it all going on. He said that himself. So he acknowledged it. So all of this ammunition that you have aimed in his direction because you feel like he was being so disrespectful is really misplaced. It really goes nowhere. So, I as well am team Aries Spears. I am not Team Faizon Love. I think Faizon Love had this all the way wrong, and he was basically addressing the matter in a capacity in which the conversation wasn't even going in that direction in the first place. This has absolutely nothing to do with Lizzo's talent or her level of stardom or lack thereof in the case for Aries Spears. This has nothing to do with that. Aries Spears was asked a question and he answered it. And again, he was not incorrect with what he said.
Yeah, I think you nailed that, bro. I agree with that 100%. And you had talked about, Faison's abrasiveness. You didn't use that word, but he's a bit abrasive. And honestly, the way he crushed Friday, I wanted more Faison. And industry wise, I don't think he fits in. And that's all good. He doesn't have to. But I think because he's so abrasive that he may have uh talked himself out of roles or something where his career could have been a lot bigger and better than what it is now. And I think what he does is, like I said, man, he has so much disdain for stuff.
Mhm.
Like nothing's this, nothing's that. Everything sucks. This person's trash. That person's trash. And
Yeah.
when that's his whole thing, like how do you carry yourself in auditions, meetings, and other business relationships or potential business relationships? So yeah, this is to me, this is quintessential Faison Love here. Um I still think he's a funny guy. Like I said, I don't have a problem with him. Whenever he's on camera, I do watch and laugh. But at the same time, yeah, I think you're right. I think he's playing up uh, a side. Now he might have been naturally triggered. He might have hit up Art of Dialogue and was like, "Man, put me on there." You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, I got something to say about that. You know, riding the wave maybe, and getting out there, being relevant or whatever. But I really think that, yeah, I think that him as a person, he's displayed this on numerous occasions. So I'm not really surprised by this. Um, the Lizzo stuff again, man. I really think that the body positivity stuff is it needs to go away. It won't, but it needs to. And yeah, man, I don't see anything wrong with what Ari said. Like he said, he acknowledged that. He said my whole family like that. He said we drink fried milkshakes.
Fried milkshakes.
So that was funny too. I was like, yeah, boy, I might have to see a comedy show if he's spitting like that. And so,
And side note,
mhm.
I'm just thinking to myself, that sounds like it would be pretty damn tasty. Um, a fried milkshake. Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know if
how.
something like that, if something like that is possible, but it would be pretty tasty, I would
Hey,
think.
they got fried ice cream out there, so
Yeah,
it's not too far fetched. Apparently, there's a such thing as fried ice cream. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, I think that Faison, I think that Faison is just being Faison here. Um, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not on his side at all with this, but I got a good chuckle out of it for sure. You know.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And again, I don't have an issue with Faison. I just have an issue with how he addressed this in particular.
Hmm, hmm.
Um, had he made it about the comments that Aries Spears directly put out there, I'd have a completely different take on this. But he immediately went into Aries's career and lack of talent.
Right, right.
And I'm just like, what does that have to do with what he said? And I noticed the same thing, God rest his soul. The same thing used to happen with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels would say stuff, and the response in opposition to him would always be, you're putting down black women, you're doing this, you're damaging black families, you're damaging black society, you're look at you 50 and you ain't married, or it was always that, it was always talking around what he was directly addressing. And every time I saw that, I would say, okay, well, can you address specifically what he actually said? Is what he said accurate?
Mhm.
Forget all of the things that you think about black women and society and black households, black marriages, black families. Forget about all of that big picture stuff. Let's address what he is talking about. Is this something that women are doing? Yes or no? Is this something that men are doing? Yes or no? And what I saw, at least, I'll speak for myself, is
Mhm.
every time you had these people coming out of the woodwork to criticize Kevin Samuels because they perceived him to be the bane of the existence of black women and black relationships, they never actually addressed his direct comments. They always talked about his marital status. They always talked about how old he was. They always talked about how he's damaging black people and black women and black relationships. And it was just like, okay, let's strip all this down and talk exactly about what it is that he said. Let's address what he said. Is this something that's actually happening in the world? And I feel like if you actually were to peel back the layers and do that, you would see that what he was saying, there was merit to it. It isn't about whether you're supposed to praise him for it. It's about getting down to the truth and assessing it so that we can come to some solutions that are tangible. But people get caught up in trying to prove that somebody's wrong. And in the midst of trying to prove that somebody's wrong, they go about doing it with specious arguments that have nothing to do with the precise comments that are being made in the first place.
Mhm.
I see it with commentators, podcasters, YouTubers, personal attacks. Oh, well, I saw him doing this and this and that. Okay, well, let's get back to what he said or she. Is what they're saying correct? Yes or no? These athletes do it with these commentators on the media. They come after people in the media because they never played. You can know the game without having played it in the NBA. That doesn't mean that that person's wrong. Are you playing like shit or not? Is your field goal percentage for the last month 30% and you can't hit a three and you're missing your free throws and you keep turning the ball over? What does whether that person played in the league have to do with whether that's actually true or not? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like these entertainers, it's the same thing. You say that a guy had a bad album, or if you say that a guy put out a bad movie, they don't respond to the critique. They just say, "Oh, well, you put out trash movies too." Oh, okay, well, that got us absolutely nowhere, sir. Thank you very much for that
Mhm.
constructive feedback.
Mhm.
And we can go down another rabbit hole talking about the origins of this and why everybody out here nowadays is so sensitive and can't they just are allergic to any sort of constructive feedback. um you know I think echo chambers on social media and the internet have a lot to do with that. But that's a conversation for another day. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But nevertheless, I see this going on a lot. And this is another example of that. And I just because Faizon Love took that particular approach with his response to Aries Spears, I just can't respect it. I respect him, I just don't respect anything he said there. If he comes more correct and he more directly addresses what Aries Spears was talking about specifically, then I might have a different opinion. But I can't respect any of this because I felt like this was just a poor attempt at a redirect, or maybe a good attempt, and I'm just somebody who can see through that. Maybe a lot of people would be like, "Yeah, Faizon, you got him," but I'm just like, "Nah, bruh. Like you completely attempted to redirect the conversation, and in my opinion, it fell on deaf ears."
Yep, I totally agree. And just with the the constructive criticism, because I was going to bring that up, but yeah, that's all it was constructive criticism, and people don't want constructive criticism. They take it as insults, as you were mentioning.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a lot of that going on. This is kind of like what the old heads in basketball would talk about with these new guys, and they're also buddy
Mhm.
buddy, and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, that's not how iron sharpens iron. By you guys going out here and being buddy buddy swapping jerseys, and hey man, this is where the game's at now. So these guys are gonna swap jerseys. And
Yeah.
so but yeah, the celebrity culture, I agree that yeah, people are afraid to, not to lay into somebody, but just give their honest take on whatever they're doing. And the way that Spears did it outside of his, comedic punchlines, because he is a comedian, were you gonna tell him to turn it off? So
Mhm.
outside of that, everything to me was about it was constructive. And if she took heed to it, her life, uh, I would argue that her life would improve because, well, she would be healthier. And that was my take from the whole thing, from what Aries Spears was saying. It was like, hey, get healthy. Am I
Mhm.
healthy? No, but get healthy, And Faison, he's a chunky dude himself. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe he felt some type of way about that, but I don't know. He didn't mention that in at least the clip that we played, but
Right.
nevertheless, man, I just think that Faison saw an opportunity to be on the internet again, to go viral again, and to throw another comedian under the bus. And so, yeah, this to me, when I heard him saying it, wasn't shocked at all. But to me, Aries Spears, he gets the W here. It's We need more constructive criticism out here. When people are out here, um, just not doing, the right thing, and everybody's just giving them a pass. Somebody has to call something out. And yeah, so Spears was never up there saying that how his career is dominant. He's taken off. He's better than this. He's better than that. So, like you said, Faison actually moving the goalposts to a whole nother argument. And it's like, we're, we're not even talking about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is Faison. This is Faison 101. So, he had a skit on Ludacris's album back in the day, Word of Mouth. That always got me cracking up too. Faison's a funny guy, man, but uh, I don't know. I can't side
Yeah.
with him on this one.
Yeah, me neither. I just don't agree with him, and that's okay. I just disagree with everything he said. I
Yeah.
just disagree. I just disagree with his take. But yeah, I just uh, this is the this will be the last thing that I say. But
Mhm.
I always told, like, I realized a while back, I don't think that I could make it. Um, I realized for myself that I probably would not make it in a career as a music journalist, because it seemed like every time I read a review of an album, or these radio hosts bring these artists on,
Mhm.
or these people who host these music shows and stuff, and they're talking about music, everything they say is always, it's great. Oh, it's so great. It's so dope. It's so
It's
good.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's not good. And so, like, I realized a long time ago, I probably won't make it as a music journalist because I'm gonna want to be critical, and I don't want to have to deal with having to decide whether it's okay for me to be critical because I might piss this person off. And now I got to deal with compromising the relationship. Now this artist doesn't want to come on my show, or they don't want to come to where I work. They don't want to do interviews with my company because I said something that they didn't like, and all I was doing was being critical of their work. Like, I wouldn't survive in that ecosystem because I'm gonna want to say what I want. And so either I'm gonna get fired, or I'm just going to end up resigning, because after a while of faking it, I'm just going to end up fed up with myself because I'm lying and faking it. And so I'll just end up quitting. So I always realize, like, I would never survive in that world. You
So
can
ba-
get, you can
so I'm about to say,
go ahead.
so basically, you don't want to put that mask on. You don't want to
Yeah,
put that mask on.
yeah. I don't think I could wear that mask very well. I
Yeah,
don't think I
exactly.
could.
Right.
I don't think I could. I can only fake something for so long before I reach my breaking point and I start
Right.
acting like myself. And I'm this way in my listen. I'm this way in my professional life, at my job. You got about a year of fake Javis. And after that year, real Javis shows up. And if you get caught off guard, you just got caught off guard. But I can only fake it for so long.
Yeah.
Eventually the colors come out. And so I can't survive in an industry or an ecosystem where your success is directly tethered to your ability to put on a mask, to just be dishonest, not true to who you are, what it is that you want to do. And I'm somebody who, if I listen to a trash album, in my review, I'm going to talk about why I think it's trash. I'm not going to sit here and write a whole review about why I think it's great when in my heart I think that this is a piece of shit. Now, that doesn't mean that I think everything is trash. It just means if something is not good, I reserve the right in my role as a professional to be critical. And
Right.
what I've noticed in some of these industries, music in particular, also just entertainment in general,
Mhm.
is I don't see any sort of honesty whatsoever. All I see is a bunch of stroking and ego stroking and hand holding. A rapper puts out a trash album, 13 songs full of hot garbage, and all of these journalists writing these reviews and talking about it on their radio shows and their podcasts are talking about how good it is. And why do they do that? Because if they are honest, they feel like they won't get the artist on their show, or
Right.
they'll piss them off and it'll mess something up, and there goes the farm. And I just don't like that. I couldn't see myself being a part of something like that. You can
Agreed.
get away with it a little more in sports because, like, in sports, these people like Stephen A. and Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, these sports commentators on TV, radio, podcasts, they can get away more with honesty in the sports world than you can get away with that in the music and entertainment world for whatever reason. I don't even know I don't know what the difference is, but you can do it in sports more easily than you can do it in like entertainment and music. So I don't know. That's just an aside. I always realize that about I can't do it. I can't do that. And I feel like, this Faizon thing is another indication of how that works in those particular ecosystems where you just got people just stroking and bending knees and placating. And I just think it's disgusting.
Yeah, man. Agreed. Life is balance, bro. And this is tying into the last subject. And you know, I had a supervisor. He said shit sandwiches. He would make shit sandwiches, and he'll give a compliment. He'll give you the shit, and then he'll end it with a compliment. And and so if you are being authentic, because when you're being authentic, at least for me, I could see the positive in something. But as I see I raise the positive just to let people know that, hey, I see this for what it is. I'm not a hater. But here's how I really feel about what's going on. Again, I'm not hating. And that's all Aries Spears did. And he said, hey, she's talented. She's dope. She's doing her thing. But XYZ. And
Hmm.
so to me, that comes off more authentic and more genuine than what Faison's doing, like you saying, is placating to the body shaming community or whoever else that is siding with Lizzo in this madness. Because honestly, it's madness.
It
And so
is.
so so the mask thing that I was saying in the last one is that I said that, hey man, yeah, if the in the job interview thing, hey, are you gonna go home with any stationery? Nah, I'm not gonna go home with any stationery. All right. But so yeah, you said something there. But at the end of the day, once you bring yourself out, in some type of way, and I'm not saying run home with stationery, but I'm just saying that once you actually are at work and you are doing your thing or whatever, like you said, the real you comes out. And hey, hate it or love it, I'm still a good employee, but I'm a little quirky over here. Hey, that
Mhm.
that's all good because again, that little quirkiness that is coming out, that is you being authentic. That is you being genuine. But you have a balance in that because you have to have relationships and this and that. So uh if I had a music blog or something like that and an artist came out with some trash, if the artist is trash and they always come out with trash, I would say that. But if they had a fire track in the midst of this trash, I would also point out that that track was
Right.
fire.
Right.
So you can still be yourself, but be, you know, authentic and genuine about your criticisms or your critiques or whatever. Like you should not be able to be in this boat, like you said, with all of these, hype people who are always, oh, this is fire, this is that. And then I go listen to it and I go, how is this what you said in your review, you know. And shout out to Needle Drop. I think that's the name of his channel on YouTube. The white dude with the glasses. He always reviewing albums and stuff. He's very honest about stuff. He's a real Kendrick Lamar homer, and it's not Kendrick would do nothing wrong. He'll critique him though, but still, he's still a Kendrick homer. But
Yeah.
overall, he's really honest about his takes, and that's why I appreciate his stuff. He comes through authentic and genuine, and whether you like it or not, hey, I'm a food critic. If your food
Mhm.
is trash, I'm gonna let you know. And
Mhm.
so in this community where people are blogging and podcasting and stuff like that, hey man, one day I might have Lizzo on my pod, and now she don't want to join because I said she extra chunky. And it's just like, well, I'm sorry. Are you extra chunky? Because if you are, I'm gonna say that. And so it's an observation that everybody sees. Well, you don't have to point it out. I think I do. And because you're the one that's putting it in everybody's face like that. And
Mhm.
you're acting like we all need to take this and accept this, but it's madness. And so I'm not accepting your madness. I rebuke your madness. And I'm also going to give the truth for people out there that may be on the fence and they go, you know what, this guy actually has a good point. Now I was like, hey, whatever, but this guy actually raises some good points. I'm not gonna all the way side with him, but I do think he's correct that she does need to get healthier. And that's the whole point. Coming out here just masking up and just everybody's hot, everybody's dope. Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
fire. Yeah, you're nothing but Will Smith. Eventually, you're gonna run around and slap somebody on stage, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh well, shit. You know, this guy that thinks everybody's fire did that, and it's like, yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
if you are authentic and you show that, hey, I don't like stuff, and then you do something, not slap somebody on stage because you don't have no pent up stuff. But if it's still something that comes out and you're extra critical about somebody, hey, it's all a part of your package. So you
Mhm.
didn't surprise anybody, you didn't do anything crazy. So yeah, so this all ties in, man, and hopefully Lizzo somehow, some way, somebody close to her or whatever, she gets her Monique on, she gets something, hell, get surgery. I don't know. I'm not an advocate for surgery. I really, I want people to go do it themselves. But whatever it takes for you to get healthier, I'm all for that. And you can still be out here doing your thing, going viral in other ways instead of using your body as your way to actually get clicks and views. So to me, I think that's petty. I think that's talentless. And she needs to actually be use her talents so people can go, you know what? She's a good artist, a good person. I mess with her, leave her alone. But
Yeah.
she's out here attacking other people with her lifestyle choices, and I don't have to agree. So
Yeah.
team Spears, man. I might I
Yeah.
might I
Team.
might pull up to a comedy show if he pull up here in Austin. So
Yeah. Team Spears, bro. For the second week in a row, Team Spears. Like
yeah,
for
man, he on
real.
a roll.
Yeah. I just can't respect that form of conversating, debating, however you want
Right.
to describe it. I just can't respect that whole redirect strategy.
Yep.
That is when the people do that, it's like, okay, you're being intellectually lazy at that point, and you're
Yep.
trying to deflect from the issue by making it about something else.
Mhm.
And so I just don't respect it. I don't respect it. But again, I got respect for Faizon Love. It's just in this particular context, I can't rock with that. And oddly enough, Lizzo is kind of an innocent bystander in all of this
I
because
know.
yeah, like the art of the dialogue, they asked Aries Spears his 2 cents, he gave it, and then Faizon Love goes on there and Buddy tees him up in response. And so, Lizzo really has nothing to say with all of this because she didn't really start nothing. They just asked her a question. But be that as it may, I don't think anything that Aries Spears said still was particularly incorrect. And he didn't make it about his talent or career in any kind of way. So I just kind of feel like making it about that is deflection. And I just can't agree with it. So it
Agreed.
is what it is, man. Team Aries Spears, Go, bro. I hope he got some podcast. He mentioned in his response video. I got to look that up. But yeah,
Oh,
all
word.
relevant
Check
links.
it out.
Yeah. So all relevant links will be in the description of this video, though. So y'all check that out. And on that note, man, we're gonna go ahead and sign off for this video tonight, man. Appreciate everybody for watching, for tuning in. If you're watching this video, please hit the subscribe button so that you can get the notification for all content that comes on to this channel as we continue to rock and roll, man. We certainly appreciate you supporting logical content. You can follow me on Instagram at JVWins. You can follow Conscious Approach on Instagram at Con Approach. Also, the meta page is still active. None of the videos recently have gotten flagged. So, fingers crossed, we're going to keep the momentum going. But if you're watching this video on the meta, like the video, share the video, and also like the page. Certainly appreciate that. All traffic is good traffic. Let us know what you think about this video in the comments. Let us know where we went wrong. Let me know where I went wrong. If you think I'm crazy or have horrible opinions, I don't wear a mask, so I don't give a damn if you tell me I'm wrong. It ain't gonna bother me. I'm still gonna sleep well at night. So it is what it is. Until next time, as always, I appreciate you supporting logical content.
Yes, sir. And the name is Dogon SS. You can find me on Instagram at Dogon_SS or on YouTube at Dogon SS. All right. I got some songs over there. Go ahead and check them out. I think they're pretty fire, right? But I'll take your honest critique on that. But I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. So make sure they're nice comments. I'm just joking. All right. So just make sure you like and subscribe over there. Hit that bell for them notifications too. All right. And like I always say, man, don't be too high. Don't be too low, man. Keep it even kill. Keep it chill. Keep it calm and keep it player. And man, keep it amicable out here, man. And these were some very valuable lessons. Just perusing through these topics through the week, man. So hopefully you got some gems out of this because me and my boy JV Wins. All right, you know what I'm saying? We be dropping them stones on y'all. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this, man, and hopefully y'all be around for our next episode. So until next time, y'all.
Yeah, certainly appreciate that. Wherever you're watching this video, however you're watching this video, whether you're watching it on stream, whether you're watching the individual videos, go ahead and support the channel. We certainly appreciate it. And until next time, we are going to sign off. Peace.
Peace. Skirt, skirt.